What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? I hope everybody has been doing great so far in this new year. Y'all, I've been doing good. Let me tell you something. I'm one of those ones that said new year, new me. I'ma try to get myself together for real, for real. I know y'all be like, girl, you come on here all the time. No, for real. I'm taking those steps. I've been watching a lot of things that I put in my body. I have been dropping pounds gradually here and there. And so far it's going okay. I hope I can keep this up. So yeah, that's a positive thing that's been going on. But how has y'all year been going so far? I know we've only been like a couple of weeks into the year, new year. So, y'all tell me what's been good with y'all. Um, Let me tell y'all something. So as I was putting my notes together at work today, I did not realize that the Golden Globes came on tonight. Tonight is Tuesday. Y'all will see this on Wednesday. So I didn't know that the Golden Globes came on tonight. Granted, I was not gonna watch them, but I listen or look at Twitter. I Twitter watch some of the speeches and look on like the blogs or whatever to see who won. Who are our people, who black. Because that's what I be here for. Who black. Um, but as I do this recording right now, they're still on, and I think Eddie Murphy won a Golden Globe. Uh, Angela Bassett also won a Golden Globe with. I'm so sorry, y'all. Let me get this together. Angela Bassett won a Golden Globes for Best Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture for Wakanda Forever, Black Panther. She came up there and she gave a beautiful speech, Tyler James Williams for Abbott Elementary. He won Best Supporting Actor for a TV series comedy, and I think that was his first one. I could be wrong, but that was the first time I'm seeing him. So I was glad for that. Also, Quinta Brunson won for Best Actress in a television musical or comedy series for Abbott Elementary. Who else won? Zendaya won for Best TV Actress in a Drama Series. Let me just ask this question since I'm talking about Zendaya right quick. Y'all know the girl that played her sister on Euphoria. I think her name is Stormy Reed. I'm not really too much into her because I can't judge her on the works that she done. I don't feel like she's done enough body of work to actually judge. But I know this is gonna sound bad, and I don't want to come off like I don't know. Y'all, she got a new movie finna come out with Nia Long, and it's called Missing. And I am so tired of seeing a promo. Okay, that's not the point. The point is, because I'm pretty sure y'all know what it is, and y'all done seen it and been, all over your timelines and your Instagrams, and every time you click on something, and then she's doing the promo video like, "Hey, my mom got kidnapped, and I need your help. Do this and da 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 da." And so at that point, I was just like, you know what? And I hate the way that this is about to sound. To me, I don't know if they got her dumbing down her acting abilities or whatever, or if she really can't act. Because when I look at the promo for that movie, it just I'm move on because I don't like the way that sounded. Moving on from that, congratulations to Michelle Yeoh. She won Best Actress for a comedy musical motion picture for Everything Everywhere All the Time. Whatever that movie, y'all know what I'm talking about. I gotta go back and rewatch it because when I tried to watch it, I don't know if it was because the movie just wasn't clicking with me or if it was because I was tired because I did fall asleep. So I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it. I know it's on streaming, so and people that I've seen, from what I could remember of the movie, it was good. I'm not even gonna lie. I just fell asleep. I'm pretty sure it was because I was just tired. But I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna rewatch the movie, and come back and tell y'all, yeah, it was good or I liked it or whatever. Because I've heard a lot of good things about the movie. I really did. And I'm so glad that she is getting her flowers. Mama said she's 60 years old. And she still look good. I said, all right. Baby, she told them, hey, don't cut that music on. Cut it off, okay? Cut it off, I beat you up, and I can. I said, wait a minute, girl, what we doing? Y'all let that fly after Will Smith at the Oscars. I'm not gonna do that because I don't care. I thought it was funny. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do what you gotta do. You deserve. I think, did I say Eddie Murphy? Eddie Murphy, I think, won a Golden Globes. I think Abbott Elementary just won something else as well. Like I said, Angela Bassett won for Wakanda Forever. You know, gave a beautiful touching speech. But yeah, I wanted to get those out the way for right now. But let's just get up into the rest of the news. Congratulations to all of the winners. Also, I don't know if y'all watch Shameless, but the guy that plays Lip or Philip on Shameless, which is no longer on TV, the series has ended, but he also plays in this Hulu show called The Bear, and I've been meaning to go ahead and watch it, but I have not watched it yet, but I am going to get to it. He actually won his Golden Globe. Yes, Abbott Elementary did win this year's Golden Globe for what? Best Musical Comedy Series. I love it. I freaking love it. Meanwhile, we get into it. Girl, my notes are all out of order. What? Oh, I had it backwards. But anyway, let's start off on some of the news that, you know, kind of people been waiting on. I don't know if y'all was waiting on it, but I actually was. This whole situation with Jen Shah. Okay, now for those that do not know who Jen Shah is by now, Jen Shah is one of the housewives that I would say one of the more popular housewives on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. They're in their third season. And that series, that particular part of the franchise of the Real Housewives has been plagued with a lot of stuff, okay? They are in season 3 and they've already lost basically 3 cast members, okay? First season, we saw Mary, Jen, Heather, Whitney, Lisa, and Meredith, okay? We found out, I think, in the first season that Whitney and Heather, they found out that they was cousins, okay? The whole time they was really good friends, but they also found out they was cousins. Mind you, they in Salt Lake City, and they do that Mormon stuff. No disrespect, but I just don't understand it. So I'm not going to disrespect it, but it just doesn't seem like... It seemed cultish, okay? I'm just going to put it out there. It just seemed, every time I hear about it, and then I see certain people who follow either that particular, you know, Mormonism or a particular division of Mormonism, it just seems a little weird to me, you know what I'm saying? But hey, to each his own. But also, you have Jen Shah, who was married to this Muslim black guy, Coach Shah. And then Mary. Mary was the one who had been married to her grandfather. Her grandmama died, and she got married to the grandfather, who was her step-grandfather. That was crazy. And she do the religious stuff, and she's into the church and all that stuff, and she looked like she running a little cult too. But hey, that's neither here nor there. I would rather them bring her back. We lost her after season 2. Season 2, they just did her really wrong. Granted, you know, Mary was a lot to a certain extent, but they brought in another cast member, and she turned out to be racist and all of that stuff, and we found her little old post, so she couldn't come back for another season. Mary gave us, I couldn't come to you because you smell like hospital. I couldn't stand it because you smell like hospital. I said, what the freak is that? You know? And I will say, from season 1 to season 3 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, they hyped it up to be like this big thing or whatever, like, oh, it's going to bring it. And we already know sometimes when the show comes on, in their very first season, it sometimes it's a slow burn, and then by that second season, you know, it's going to pick up. It never really picked up for me. You know what I'm saying? It was cute in the first season, and then the second season was, that's when we got word about Jen Shah and her fraud stuff and, telemarketing scams and all of that stuff that was going on. And she kept on declaring her innocence, her innocence. She gets on the TV. She's crying to Coach Shah. She gets on here. On the finale for season 3 is tomorrow. And I was just really so confused because at this point, just cancel the show because Jen Shah is not coming back. Mary is gone. Nobody wants to sit there. Heather and this whole situation about who hit her, she knows who hit her. They're trying to make it such a big deal where she got this black eye from, and it's just irritating. I don't want to sit here and watch. None of them are interesting enough to watch. We may not like Jen for some of the stuff that she do because she is kind of abusive in her friendships. Like, she does a lot. She does a lot. And I just wouldn't be able to be friends with a person like that. But at the same time, it's like, she brought some of the drama. And that's probably why a lot of people who are tuning in, which I don't feel like it's many, they were tuning in just to see how her situation played out. And they got word, she had to go to court on the 6th. Was it the 6th? Yeah, it was Friday. And, she got found, she already pled guilty. Mind you, she was declaring that she was, innocent. And it is so crazy to look at the show and for her to keep on crying about it, to be mad at this person for snitching and all this stuff and trying to turn her over for and trick off on her. And she keep on saying she innocent to this person and that person. And then you go and you say that you're guilty. And now you're sentenced to 6.5 years in jail. Or I should say prison. And at the end of the day, what people don't understand is, people was like, we gotta wait. And that's like the same thing with the Young Thug situation. Young Thug is about to get some years. Young Thug is about to get some years in federal prison because they got him on RICO. They got him on a whole bunch of stuff. And when they do RICO and stuff like that, that means that these feds, when they come in the way that they come in so heavy, like with Jen and her and him, they've already been collecting evidence and collecting all these evidence throughout the years. As much as a lot of people don't want to believe that and want to have hope, there is no hope. And I hate to say it like that, but that man getting jail time and then people flipping on him, people, snitching and taking plea deals or whatever. So, yeah, and they're not even giving him a plea deal. So, yeah, they're trying to get him. Jen Shah, she was up there doing all that crying to the courts and getting people to write letters on her behalf saying how much of a good person she was and, she just made a mistake and now she see clearly what she did now that she's on the right proper medication. I said, girl, you could have kept that to yourself. They revealed some text messages about her laughing about, some of the people that's losing their homes and, going through stuff that they can't because they don't have the money because they done swindled them out of the money. I said, lock her up for that reason alone. But she got 6.5 years and, hey, it is what it is. I don't feel bad. I don't feel sorry. Next week, when is the 15th? Because I believe today is the 10th? Okay. Today is the 10th. Girl, the 15th is on Sunday. So they might be getting sentenced. Yeah, they're going to get sentenced next week. The Chrisleys, they get sentenced on a Monday, probably. And so we got to see, well, they're going to jail. Can you imagine having to get your sentence and then you go home and then you got to report back a few weeks later? Like, girl, that is a mind fuck. Because Jen not reporting back until I think in February. The Chrisleys got sentenced like last month or whatever, and they got a report on the 16th to go to jail, prison, 12 and 7 years, for Todd and his wife. Tory Lanez, he's in jail right about now, and his lawyer said deuces because he don't do appeal. Because at first the news came out and said that he fired his lawyer and then he hired Suge Knight's former lawyer David Kenner, I should say, that Suge Knight had back in the 90s. And then it came out, said that his previous lawyer left and, excused himself away from him or whatever because he said he don't do appeals. I said, oh, okay. So basically, he's trying to get a new trial. He was supposed to be, sentenced on January 27th. They pushed it back to February 28th, I believe. So they got to go through all of that. And speaking of Tory Lanez, Soulja Boy, one of the situations in shit that was not on my bingo card was the fact that Soulja Boy came out and he went on his live and he was going off about the rap community about how they did not have Megan back, meaning, and not necessarily about, oh, you know, well, she did this, she did that, meaning that you see that this is a person that did harm to a woman, one of your fellow peers, okay, who actually did harm to a woman, who shot a woman, whether it was intentional or not, he did that, and nobody really spoke out about it. Not too many spoke out about it. So many people were still trying to be his friends and everything, and if they did speak out about it, they spoke out about it afterwards. And I was just really confused because where was all of this support and all of this anger that you was displaying? Because yes, what he said is correct. What he's saying is correct. You know, you already, and it just kills, it bothers me because, you know, the rap community already get a lot of flack for being misogynistic, being very disrespectful to women, being, you know, this negative thing. And this could have been a moment where you showed that, you know, we're going to stand with this woman or whatever. But of course, misogyny picks in and, oh, she a hoe, she this, she's a liar and all that stuff. So let's do that. Let's stand with the guy because, you know, I got to stand with my nigga or whatever. Mind you, what does this nigga do? Okay, he gives you a couple of beats. That's cute or whatever, you know. But hey, nobody wants to call him out in public. I don't know if people was calling him out in private, but what does that do? You know what I'm saying? Obviously he didn't have no big homies in the game to school him and say, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that, you can't be out here reckless or whatever, learn from my mistakes and all this stuff or whatever. So for Soulja Boy to come out and be the one to actually call the whole community out as a whole and say, y'all failed this girl, that was one that I didn't see, and I appreciate it. But then I had to sit back and think for a second, like for a quick second, it just took it off, and I just was like, it's weird because we have an abuser basically coming for another abuser of women. You get what I'm saying? It's one of those situations where it's the right message but the wrong messenger, you know, because let's not act like Soulja Boy has a squeaky clean image or track record when it comes to women. You know, we've known that he's been very abusive to women. He was abusive to Nia Riley, who was Teddy Riley's daughter. He was abusive to another woman who was trying to file a lawsuit against him or whatever, and probably some other women or whatever. He's known for this. It's public knowledge, you know? And so for him, I said, you a beat a bitch, you probably put a gun to a bitch head, but you draw the line with actually shooting at somebody, shooting at a woman. Oh, okay. That's crazy to me. Like, I mean, I guess for you standing up and being, you know, ballsy enough to stand up, but at the same time, it was a double, you know, one of those things where he put that out there, but also to make it about him, because he also got beef with Tory, and he put out his own grievances or whatever, so he kind of turned it back around on him. I said, if that's the case, you could have just said nothing. All right, you know, don't come on here trying to make it seem like you was really trying to be there for Megan or stand up for her, but then, you know, going to the reason why you don't really fuck with him or whatever. Just keep it on her. Just keep it on her, you know. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, at least somebody said something. Nicki Minaj got new management. Girl, they said she signed a deal allegedly with Range Media Partners. Mind you, this is the same management company who manages Mariah Carey. And the only reason why this is news is because if you girls just got here, baby, back in the day, Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj had a song together on Mariah Carey's album. They did the video. It was cute and everything. I really liked it, okay? I love that. You know, I was like, oh my God, this is so nice. And it fits so well. You know, it's so poppy. It was so everything. Okay. I said, oh, female unity. We getting along. We merging, popping. We learning, you know, rapping, all that stuff. And so all of a sudden, you know, Mariah Carey get called in to be one of the judges on American Idol, and also Nicki Minaj on the same season. And shit went haywire from there. Mind you, y'all have already did this song together. Y'all have already put this video out together. Everything was cool. It was cool. At least we thought. until they got onto American Idol, and it was a shade fest. That was probably one of the best seasons ever because I did not tune in to watch the contestants. I tuned in to watch Nicki versus Mariah. I said, oh, wow. And truth be told, I mean, it did. I always wonder if it is a singing competition, why do you have judges who are not singers or who are not in that field of singing, like vocal coaches and producers or whatever like that? Why would you have a rap artist or why would you have a TV host? Like when Ellen DeGeneres was hosting, I just did not, was a judge, I just did not understand that. That baffled me so bad. That baffled, like, I can understand Nicki because I guess she was in the industry or whatever, but still, you know, she's not a singer like that. She's a rapper. That's what we know of her. But then you get Ellen DeGeneres, and it's like, that bitch is a TV show host. She's not a singer? I would be so mad. I would have been so mad if I was on the season with Ellen DeGeneres as the judge. Girl, please. But, you know, that's cute for Nicki. Go off. And speaking of Mariah Carey, allegedly they saying that, you know, she's seeking primary custody of the twins. Basically saying that, you know, although Nick, when he with them, he a good daddy. He a doting daddy, but he just don't have time to see him like he need to, you know? He's so busy, and then putting on the fact that not only is he busy, you got the fact that he has to go from home to go visit his other kids. So he can't spend as much time as he needs to with all of his kids. And I just feel bad. I feel bad because I don't know how these kids feel. And if Mariah is doing this, I'm pretty sure the kids feel some type of way that they don't see their daddy as much. And, you know, again, it goes back to, oh, the kids will be all right because, you know, he doing what he got to do as a daddy. He can afford it and all this stuff. And it ain't all about the affording it. Okay, it's about being there physically, being in their life, you know, as much as possible, and not being spread thin because you made yourself spread thin because you got all these mouths to feed and provide for, so therefore you have to continue to work. You know, you have to continue to work. And I just, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I hope he just, because he just had another baby. He just had another baby, you know. I just hope he calms it down. He just calms it down. Like, he needs to give his penis a rest for, you know, a good 5 years. A good 5 years. Like, just wear a condom for a good 5 years, okay? And I know that sometimes condoms don't work all the way, but still, at least you attempted to protect, okay, and prevent some more pregnancies, you know? Some unfortunate news. DeBarge of the famous DeBarge family. I feel so bad trying to say this. 61 years old. 61 years old. He was arrested early Sunday for allegedly having weapons and drugs on him. They said he was detained around 3:40 a.m. when he was stopped at a gas station. His vehicle, the police had noticed that his tags were expired. They found that he had an expendable metal baton, which is an illegal weapon, inside of his car. And so that's what caused them to go ahead and do a search of his car. And that's when they found, you know, the narcotics. And also he was driving with a not valid driver's license. And see, this is just really... I hate to even talk about the DeBarge family because if you know the history with the DeBarge family, it's just really a terrible one. It's one of the saddest things one of the saddest stories of the industry, music industry, that we know of. And it wasn't necessarily all because of the music industry. It started literally at their home. You know, they grew up in an abusive home. You know, they're biracial. Their mother was black and their father was white, and he was abusive. And allegedly, I believe he was sexually abusive as well. You know, and the majority of them kids, and it was a whole bunch of them, they became addicted to drugs. And they've been on drugs, off drugs, on drugs, off drugs for the past few decades. Some of them have passed away. One of the, you know, we know about Bobby DeBarge, who was with Switch. That was I would. Ooh, and I like it. Da-da-da-da. You send chills on my spine every time. Let me tell you something. Okay? Music, artistry, talent, all going to waste. Okay, he got in trouble. He fell to drugs, and he went to prison. He wound up catching HIV. He wound up passing away from complications of that. I think he got sick, and given that he had a weakened immune system, that's what wound up taking him out. And then you had other siblings that was also going through drugs, and all of this is because of family trauma, generational trauma, that was put on them. And they could not break that cycle. Chico DeBarge, the youngest one, we thought at one point he was getting his stuff together, and I believe he recently got arrested like last year. I thought he was getting himself together, And then out of everyone, the one that we've been seeing the most is DeBarge. She's been at all the award shows, the Soul Train Awards, the BET Awards, the whatever show that's honoring somebody. He was going on tour at one point, I think, and now we're hearing that he's have drug possession. It's just really sad. It's just really sad the way that whole James DeBarge. Oh, sad. I suggest if y'all want to know some more, if you don't want to Google it, look up TV1's Unsung for the DeBarge. Look at that episode, and it's going to break your heart. It's going to break your heart. Moving on from that, also, Diamond from Diamond and Silk, who was, the two black ladies that was clowning around for Trump during his election and during his presidency. She passed away. I don't know her exact age, but somebody said that she was close to or in the range of probably like 50, 51 or something like that. And they said she passed away in her home. I haven't seen what a cause of death was, but, that's unfortunate. She was young. And people say, somebody said when I said, somebody passed away and it was like 72 years old or whatever. And it was like, I said that was young. And it was like, so 72 is young. Yes. Considering how, back in the day, black people and mostly black men just didn't really live that long. Okay. To even reach 70 sometimes, you know what I'm saying? That is young, and it's some 70-year-olds, 60 years old. They're out here being very vibrant. You know what I'm saying? They're out here still doing it. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I feel like you're old until like you get into your 80s. That's when I feel like you old. Like you're old. You're an elder, but then you're old. Like, we look at you different, be a little bit more concerned or whatever. But yeah, to die that young, I'm not gonna say anything bad, but condolences to her family. Also, I don't know why Kenya Moore still ain't divorced. Just in case somebody wanted to know, Kenya Moore still ain't divorced. Kenya Moore didn't have a prenup, and that is literally what's holding up the stuff. Listen, I know she is pissed off at herself. Cause ain't no way. Didn't they say that on the show that she ain't had no prenup or whatever? But I know she learned next time. I just don't understand. When I get it, if you are a regular couple who really don't have much, and so there's not much to take and divide or whatever. But when you are on this, you don't even got to be a celebrity. When you are somebody who has businesses, who has a decent amount of money, you know what I'm saying? A decent amount of wealth to them, get a prenup. Freak all that, oh, if you love me, you would just go ahead and do that. We don't need no prenup and all that stuff. So then we say that we going to be together forever, and then forever shows up in 2 years, forever is over with, and then you only been in the picture for 2 years, and now you want to take me for half or most of what I got. No. We're going to do a prenup, and we're going to speculate. What you came into the marriage with is what you're going to leave out the marriage with. What I came into the marriage with is what I'm going to leave out the marriage with. And the money that I make on my own, with my own stuff, that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. The money that we make together and the things that we done together, we could split that up. But baby, we're going to have some stipulations, okay? Because I just don't believe in that. I cannot believe. It's like they've been divorcing longer than they've been married. That's the same thing that was going on with Chrisette Michele. Chrisette Michele got married to the man that essentially helped fuck up her career. And she said, baby, we still trying to get this divorce. We've been I've been trying to divorce this man longer than I actually been married to this man. I cannot, I would be so messed up in the head going through some situations like this, feeling so trapped, okay? Speaking of more Real Housewives news, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, if you care, Lisa Rinna, she is out for now, and also Diana Jenkins. And I said, bye, get on out of there, because, I know that, these shows, and I said this on my Real Housewives of Potomac review, these shows do need a villain, okay? Because honestly, we can look at good shows, like The Real Housewives or whatever, and the way that it's structured, the way that, they are made, you have to have some people that are kind of nice, kind of good or whatever. They get along with everybody. And then you have to have that person, one or two people that, cause the drama for real, within the group, not outside the group, but within the group, and essentially, I guess you can say a villain. Lisa Rinna became the villain. Lisa Rinna, she just did a lot. She did a lot for nothing on this last season in particular. And ever since she's been on for 8 seasons, and she's caused a lot of drama. But I feel like people just really got fed up with her last season, because last season she showed her ass and she showed her hand, and it was just so obvious that she was the one that was helping make up stuff and to go after people for no real reason in particular. Like, I understand if you feel some way about Kathy Hilton, but the way that she just kept going and going and going, and that never made sense to me, because it's like, you're attacking this lady over something that you said happened that we never saw, because for some reason the cameras was not there, and you just kept on harping on it and making it about you, and it really wasn't about you. Oh my God, I can't believe the things that she said. It was just like so terrible, and I can't sleep at night when I'm thinking about it. I'm shaking. And she just kept on saying it. And then when we found out some of the stuff that that allegedly happened, we like, this was the big brouhaha or whatever that you was shaking about, and that had you so disturbed and all that stuff. I said, girl, if you don't get up out of here with this bullshit, it was just irritating, and it just became really vicious, really vindictive, and really nasty. And it's like, why would you continue to do this when her sister is supposed to be your friend, and you don't realize that you are affecting her sistership? And she literally was trying to come between sisters, and that's where shit really went left with me. And then she attacked Sutton, coming at her, even though they always coming at each other, but you're attacking certain people, and then you want to blame it to the fact that your mother passed away, and you're still dealing with the grief of that. And we supposed to give you a pass for that? No, I was not moved by her tears, and I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? She just got real nasty. And then Diana Jenkins, that bitch just should never been on the show. She should never been on the show. She was just real. She was a nasty person. She had no personality either. Not everybody is meant for television, movies, or reality TV. And she's one of those people, So there's that. Moving on from also some update. Damar Hamlin, the football player who got hurt in the game that was playing against the Buffalo Bill player who was playing against the Cincinnati Bengals. See, I know that. Okay, so he got hurt. He collapsed on the field, and we found out he had at one point a heart attack. Basically, they said when he got hit, his heart rhythm basically just got thrown off track. So that's what was going on. He's out the hospital in Cleveland. He is back in Buffalo, New York. He is in the hospital there, and they are continuing to do his recovery and his transitioning back home. So I pray that he does get better, like 100% better. Honestly, I don't know. Do you think that they're going to let him come back to play? I wouldn't want to come back. Okay, that'll scare me too. Girl, I had an incident last night that happened. Well, I should say earlier this morning that happened. And it was going on. I didn't realize that that's what was going on for the past day and a half. And I talked about it in another video because I got to say something about it. But baby, it scared the life out of me. It scared the life out of me. It scared the life out of me. Baby, that's enough. Like, something scared me once, girl. I ain't got to do it again. I ain't got to do it again for nothing, okay? But who knows? One of the big topics also that was going on, and I've seen this on Twitter, I think it was on Instagram and all this stuff, the blogs or whatever, yesterday, and I think some today, but mostly yesterday. An artist named Big Scar, I think he was 22 years old. He passed away, unfortunately, from a prescription drug overdose, okay? And he was signed to Gucci Mane's 1017 record label. I believe that's what it is. And so, you know, we did see Gucci Mane post about him, missing him and all that stuff, and, you know, sending condolences or whatever. So we found out that Gucci said that he would pay for the funeral. Okay, fine. So the funeral has come and gone, and then all of a sudden we get this guy. He gets on his name is Quez Ruthless. He went live on Instagram to basically call out Gucci Mane and said that, you know, you blocking people, you asking for chains back, and you didn't even pay for the funeral and all this stuff, and woo, 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 you a fraud, you fucked up for that. And then Big Scar's sister, she gets on live while she up in UPS doing, I said, UPS, fire her. Fire her, because she going on live on work time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's I think that's against the policy, right? Y'all should have a social media clause on there, okay? Because I just didn't like the way she did that. The first live that she did, basically she was getting on there to like back up what the other guy said, you know. Nothing was sent, you know what I'm saying? And then Keisha Kaur came out, who is Gucci Mane's wife, and basically was like, oh, they're lying. We did help. He sent $10,000. They brought the flowers. Mind you, the flowers was this like 5-foot display of flowers that said 1001. 1017, I should say. And I said, granted, I understand that that's the label that he was on. How come it couldn't just be his name or whatever? But hey, that's neither here nor there. Honestly, it really wasn't needed, because what we're going to do with those flowers afterwards? I think that was waste. But hey, it is what it is. And she put up the receipts that basically showed not only did they send, it wasn't $10,000 that they sent. They sent $20 to the $20,000 to the funeral home, okay? And she posted the receipt or whatever. And then the sister get back on live talking about some, I don't give a damn about none of her receipts. She's allowed whatever. What funeral need to be no $10,000, no $20,000 or whatever. When his funeral was $60,000 and we cremated him. And I said, hold up. And even without cremation, our funeral was really that high. Now I looked into it. Oh, let me see. Y'all know I do this all the time. How much does it cost to bury someone? Between $7,000 and $12,000. The average funeral costs between $7,000 and $12,000. The viewing, the burial, the service fee, transport, casket, embalming, and other prep are included in this price. The average cost of a funeral with cremation is $6,000 to $7,000. Now then she said that they was gonna cremate him, or they had him cremated or whatever. Either way, why was the funeral $60,000 if it really was $60,000? So at the end of the day, you really only needed that $10,000. And granted, they want to say that they did not ask for him to do this. He volunteered to pay for the funeral or whatever. But this is how you go to show how people can be very ungrateful, because he didn't have to do anything at all. And because you didn't get the money that you thought that you was going to get out of him, and it felt like you was going to try to scam him. You felt like he's supposed to have given way much more, and you was going to take the rest of the money and do whatever it is that you wanted to do with it. That's what it felt like, because then the daddy comes on and basically said, no. You know, he's sorry for all of that other stuff that was going on, and we got to give respect to, you know, Gucci and the label and all of that stuff. He was singing them praises. But yet your family and your other people's days up there trying to trash this man for what? And at this point, it just looked like a money grab on the other family's part. You know, it looked thirsty. $60,000, and especially if you're going to cremate the person, why do you need a casket? Why do you need all of that or whatever? And don't say, well, you know, some people just want to look at something. No, you look at the urn. You look at the urn, okay? That's how we do it. And we can still get up there, pay our respects and all of that stuff. And, you know, let's say you probably got to pay for the actual... Let's say you got to pay a little bit extra for something else that you want. Okay, we'll make it up there to $20,000. You know what I'm saying? Either way, it's not $60,000. And y'all just made yourself look stupid and untrustworthy, actually. Like, I wouldn't want to do nothing for you after this. Like, you really got on live to show your ass for attention, and it did not go the way that you wanted it to go, because it backfired, because nobody was buying that mess. And I said, people are just so ungrateful these days, so ungrateful, and I just don't understand it. But you guys tell me how y'all felt about this. That's embarrassing. And I feel like, in honor of your family member that passed away, why would you bring attention to yourself and to your stupidity and take it off of your actual family member who is gone? Now this is a stain on the memory. When we talk about him, people gonna remember that, oh, it was some controversy that was going on between the family and Gucci Mane because they were trying to say Gucci Mane didn't. That's stupid. I hate that. I hate that. People just don't be thinking. Moving on from that. Prosecutors, y'all remember it was this girl, Caitlin McClure, and her boyfriend who was out there trying to, what was it? It was a homeless man. They was going to raise some money for him. And I think they raised like $400,000. And they basically scammed GoFundMe or whatever. This happened back in 2017. They said it was a homeless man who was allegedly to have been offered... Wait a minute. Let me get this together. She ran out of gas. The girl ran out of gas. Allegedly, this homeless man was gonna give her his last $20 to get gas, right? And so because of this, you know, they was like, oh my God, you know, this is his last, and he did this thing. Like, he's out here with nothing, and he wants to give us his last bit of money just to get some gas. Like, you guys, this is so beautiful. Like, we need to do something for him. Let's put a GoFundMe up or whatever. And the GoFundMe got like over $400,000, right? His name was Johnny Bobbitt. So basically, it was a scam because they didn't even give him the money. And I think they took most of the money and only gave him very little. And so she pleaded guilty to second-degree theft by deception in state court and admitted to having an advance the false narrative, putting out that false narrative to make the story go viral. And so she is now, they got sentenced to jail. I think it's like 3 years. Yeah, 3-year state sentence will run concurrent with her previously announced federal sentence of 1 year and a day. So basically 4 years, you know, which she probably gonna do like 2.5, maybe 2.25, or 2 3/4, I should say. But yeah, it doesn't pay to do wrong. And see, this is the part that gets me. And this is why I'm so freaking like hesitant when people send GoFundMe's my way and say, you know, especially if I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? If you never had an interaction with me and, you know, all of a sudden you're in my inbox and you're saying, could you, you know, share this link, or could you donate to this, or could you, you know, talk about this or whatever. And then especially on Instagram and Twitter, I go to your profile and you're not even following me. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's one. And two, how do I know that this is real? You know what I'm saying? You cannot be sure because people be putting up these GoFundMes and, you know, you're thinking it's for one cause, but yet they're pocketing the money. And it's just like, you don't even know where. And that's where a lot of these like charity events or donation places or whatever, you don't know if the money that you're putting out there and giving to this just cause is actually going to that cause, or at least all of it, because it's not. It's not. And so sometimes that just deter people like me from wanting to donate all the time, because you just don't know. You just don't know these days. Shamar Moore and his girlfriend. Shamar Moore and his girlfriend are expecting a baby girl. You know, they did a gender reveal and it came out to be that he's having a baby girl. This will be the second child for her and the first child for him. He's 51, I believe, or something like that. Congratulations. And we're gonna move on from that because people had a lot to say and I was really like ah, that's so funny, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Anyway, Ashley Darby was dating that white man. Why did I say it like that? That came out so like aggressive. Ashley Darby was dating that man from Winter House, okay? And they're no longer dating. And she said the whole situation with Michael and that whole messy mess of a relationship or whatever, you know, basically came into play. And that was part of the reason why they just had to call it quits. Truth be told, I feel like it was all for a storyline. I'm starting to feel like Rox, and if you watch Rox and, you know, she do Real Housewives of Potomac, and she was saying basically, and I feel like some other YouTubers were saying the same thing, like, they don't think that girl getting divorced, they think that this is all for a storyline, or, you know, she just don't know what to do at this point. And at this point, that's what it's looking like, because what's taking so goddamn long? What's taking so darn long, you know? The separation agreement or the length that you got to be separated, I'm pretty sure that has passed. So go ahead and file those papers for real, and get this divorce started. You mean to tell me throughout that whole separation while he is out here doing this thing and you doing yours, y'all ain't got all of this stuff situated? See, I cannot stand when people do stuff like that. Maybe it's the Capricorn in me because I want it done right then and there. Like, come on, let's just get this done. Ain't no time to prolong nothing or whatever. Boom, 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 boom. What's the issue? What's the issue? Sign the papers, bitch. That's all I need you to do. Okay? Sign them papers. But hey, it is what it is. NBA YoungBoy, he got married to his longtime girlfriend, I guess. And I believe they just had another baby. They got married on my birthday, too. All I'm going to say is, because I barely talk about this child, this person, and no shade to him, I just don't understand his hype. Like people love him. Like, they go crazy over him. I just don't get it. But, hey, it is what it is. Maybe it's not for me to get. I just know he got a baby by Floyd Mayweather's daughter, Yaya, who stabbed the girl over him. And she was really showing her obsession. It was like they were literally the first Krishan and Blueface, and more so like she was Krishan, and he just really wasn't paying that much attention to care to be Blueface. I hope she's doing okay. Because that was her man, and you know her man that got married on her. So, hey, y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. Congratulations, I guess. And congratulations also to Chad Ochocinco. Hearing him and Rochelle, what's her name? Sherelle Rosado. If you watch Selling Tampa on Netflix, she was the main person, you know, like she was the owner of the real estate company, you know, that was being featured on the show. And she is also the mother of his child. We saw that she was pregnant on the show, and we knew that she was pregnant prior to the show coming on, but we saw her journey to finding out that she was pregnant. Also, you know, given all of that, I had already thought that they were engaged. I literally thought that they was about to announce that they had got married. So to hear that they're engaged now, congratulations, but I literally thought that they was already engaged. But I like them together. They're cute. I really wish that neighbors just came out the door. I really wish that they bring back Selling Tampa. Excuse me. I feel like they didn't give that show a chance. They didn't give that show a chance. And I know people was you know, I think what probably hurt it as well. I don't know what was going on at Netflix. I don't know. As I reported on it before, they said that the ratings were good. But, you know, we had people that was talking and stuff about it because they was like, oh, they don't sell houses or whatever and all this stuff. And honestly, I felt like in a real world, that was some real stuff because you have a business, and you in real estate, you don't sell houses all the time. You have to, you sometimes you strike out, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know what was the reason. I did like the show. I like some of the ladies on there, and some of the ladies I've seen, on my timeline, and they've been being very successful still in their real estate, profession. So, I wish they would have gave them another season, give them a chance to win people over for real, for real. Instead, we got a show like Buying Beverly Hills. I watched that show, and if you watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it's the husband of Kyle Richards, who is Mauricio, and his real estate firm, and all the people that he got working with him, including all of his kids, basically, damn near. Like, when I tell you, I know it's been this whole topic of nepotism. I know that that article, I don't know if it was Time Magazine or one of these magazines or whatever came out, and it was talking about the Nepo baby and all that stuff, which got a lot of these nepotism ass babies, people that benefit from nepotism. They got them, all up in a bunch. Sometimes nepotism can be good, sometimes it can be bad, you know what I'm saying? And you just gotta know which one you fit in, okay? And honestly, if you're doing what you need to do, and you had a little help getting through the door, but your talent and all that is literally speaking for itself as to why you should have been in this profession and doing what you're doing and getting the accolades that you're getting, you shouldn't have a problem with somebody calling you a nepotism baby. But hey, it is what it is. But this show, when I tell you the nepotism was on 1,000, I get it that it's a family business. I mean, of course, you have a business, you employ your kids or whatever because you want them to do well. You want to pass down the company to the kids or whatever, keep it in the family. But just because they're your kids don't mean that they need to work for you, because honestly, I feel like that girl, Alexis, who is his daughter with Kyle, she's not ready to be no real estate person, and I truly don't feel like she really want to be a real estate agent. I really don't. She needs to go. But hey, that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. If y'all watch Buying Beverly Hills on Netflix, let me know. I watched the whole thing, and it was kind of boring. I will stay with my Selling Sunset. I'm really trying to see how that's going to be since Christine is off the show. See, again, we needed a villain. Christine was the villain. But see, at the same time, you have to get a villain. See, let me tell you something. This what makes a good show. Let me break it down. You're going to have your good person, okay? Your goody two-shoe. You're going to have your person that gets along with everybody. You're going to have your person that gets along with this person, but can do without this person, okay? And then you're going to have your person that just really starts all of the drama. That's the villain or whatever of the show, right? That's what makes shows. But see, what makes a good villain, in my opinion, is a person that can start some stuff and you be like, oh, I can't stand them, but you like them at the same time. And that's what Christine was. Christine had me going up and down with my dislike for her, and I really liked her. But at sometimes I was like, girl, you get on my nerves. You doing the most. But I still couldn't just say I can't stand her because I like her. And a lot of people I ain't even gonna lie, people were tuning in for her and her mess. You know what I'm saying? So now that she's no longer on Selling Sunset, I don't know. They said she might be coming to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Who knows? And she got the money. At least her husband got the money. She can fit in. I feel like she could. That'd be something. Moving on from that, this is a lot of Real Housewives news or whatever on this episode. Oh yeah, Portia husband, his mama passed away. Condolences. Tristan Thompson, his mama passed away from a heart attack. That's sad. Condolences to all of them. Damn, for that shit to happen like at the very beginning of the year, I lose my mind, girl. I lose my mind. 50 Cent is doing a series. He's going to start doing a series on Eminem's 8 Mile. And if you saw the movie was really good. And I guess after the success of 8 Mile, I believe it was nominated for Oscars. I don't know if the movie itself was nominated for Oscars, but I know that the soundtrack was nominated for an Oscar, because I know, it's hard out here for a pimp. 3 6 Mafia is Oscar winners off of that song. Okay? Off of that song. and they got their asses up there on that stage in their jeans and everything, while everybody else was dressed up in their tuxedos and their dresses. Girl, that shit was so hood, and I loved it. I loved every moment of it. I said yes, yes, okay. But I'm not see. Oh, I hate 50 Cent so bad, and you want to know why? He's such a freaking asshole. He's a jerk. He's a douchebag. He's all of those negative things. But he put out good stuff. And it makes me sense. Like, how come you can't be a good person and put out good stuff? Why do you have to be such a disgusting ass individual and put out good stuff? Like, that makes me so mad because I've looked at just about all of his shows. The only show that I didn't watch of 50 Cent is that For Life show. And the only reason why I didn't watch that is because it was during a time of when we was just talking so much heavily about all these black men getting, messed up by the law and being wrongfully accused and put into jail for long sentences and trying to get out or whatever. And we've been fighting that. And see, I didn't want to watch a TV show about that when it was literally going on in real life in the media, multiple cases. It was overwhelming. But people said it was good. I just didn't have to want to watch it for that reason. But everything else I done watched them. Right about now, BMF is on. I just watched that episode for the second season. And honestly, I'm looking at it because I did not know Leslie Jones was going to be up in BMF season 2. She was in the first episode. She's one of the detectives, okay? Who else? I'm looking forward to seeing Monique on there. Lala, she's on there. She was in that first episode. Terry trying to get with Lala or whatever. It was good. It was a good first episode to a season opener, and then Ghost 2 coming back for a second season. Is it second season or third season? Either way, they're coming back. So, of course I'll be reviewing that. No, I don't review BMF, as you can already see. BMF is just one of those shows because it's not a fictional show. You know what I'm saying? Because it's based off of real people. It's based off of Demetrius and Terry, who started BMF, Black Mafia Family. That whole story is real, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to review that because I already know what's going to happen. For the most part, I know they have to embellish some things or whatever to make it real good for TV. But that's not something that I want to review like that. And that's why I'd rather do the fictional stuff, when it comes to like a 50 Cent show or whatever. So there's that. But, I'll check out 8 Mile. I'll check it out. It's been some controversy. Hold on. The guy, y'all remember the Varsity Blues scandal? And I think they called it Varsity Blues. But that was, Operation Varsity Blues. That was when it came to light probably like in 2000, I don't know, was it a couple of years ago? Was it 2019, 2020? Or probably even before that, when it came to light that these rich people, celebrities, and everybody else in between that had some money that can do it was buying their kids' way into college. They were having people take tests for them and putting their names on it. They was faking like they was on sports teams or whatever to get sports scholarships just to get in, even though they didn't play the sport. They was doing a whole bunch of stuff. Felicity Hoffman got caught up in that. Becky got caught up in that. And her husband, they wind up doing jail time, which I don't think they actually really did. I know Felicity Hoffman did 30 days or something like that. And we was like, ew, like, girl, what? And I actually like Felicity Hoffman, okay? Because Desperate Housewives. She's a good actress. But, so the guy who was the head of that operation, his name is William Rick Singer. He was just sentenced to 3.5 years in federal prison. So 9 and 10, he probably gonna have to serve at least 3.2 or all of that. You know what I'm saying? 3 years for sure. And I feel like he deserved more. But hey, it is what it is. And the last thing I want to talk about real quick, because it really wasn't much, and I'm pretty sure tomorrow wouldn't have added anything to it. So that's why I'm doing it tonight, so that y'all can have something to watch during the day. MTV had put out a promo trailer for a new show that they got coming for the gays, okay? And it's called The Real Friends of WeHo. And it's basically like The Real Housewives, but with gay men, okay? I guess you could say these are gay men who are popular in entertainment some type of way or whatever. And out of all of the people on the show, they heavily focused on the white people that was on the show, the white men. And it's only 3 men of color on the show, 3 black men. Dorian, who is from College Hill, and he's on there with his what is it, buttercream, what is it? He has a skincare line. It's like butter. Let me find it. Butter skincare, yeah, butter skincare. He's on there. We saw like him for a quick second. They focused on this other guy named Brad and this other white guy, and then Todrick. They didn't even barely show the other black guy whose name is Chris Hamilton, and I didn't even know he was gay. Gay or bisexual or whatever he is. I didn't even know he was part of the LGBT community. And if you don't know who he is, he played oh my God. What is his name? Nathan's homeboy. Aries or something like that. Remember when they was trying to get to that party or whatever? Not the one that wanted to hear, who was he so in love with? The one that was finna hook up with Molly, I believe. Him. And if you watch Kings of Napa, he was on there too as one of the daughters, the main daughter of the show. Her ex-boyfriend that she winds up getting back with, that was helping with the case. Yeah. I did not know he was gay or LGBT, which is fine with me, okay? Win is a win is a win. But they didn't even show him. And if they did, you missed it. They heavily focused on this little 30-second trailer on Todrick Hall. And I feel like that's part of the reason why a lot of people, that's where they messed up. You're trying to get people to come to your to watch your new show, okay? You have a good concept. The fact that, you have the Real Housewives, and it's basically kind of being like the Real Housewives or whatever, but it's being with the LGBT. And I feel like something like that is needed, and it's about time, but I feel like you need a more diverse cast. And then you're trying to basically say that these people are friends and they live in West Hollywood or whatever. And as soon as you see the trailer, you can tell that these people are not really friends. These are people that you just thrown together to make it seem like they were friends for a show that's 9 out of 10 gonna be heavily scripted. And then you have a person like Todrick Hall, who is full of scandal and a fraud in himself that people do not like. A lot of people at this point do not like him, especially black people, because he's damn near anti-black himself, you know what I'm saying? And he's done a lot of stuff, and you have to just go look up Todrick Hall. And you put that as the face, like that's going to draw people in. And if anything, if it do get ratings or whatever and views, people probably going to be hate watching it just to see how it is, And it was a lot of controversy because then Dorian, when the trailer came out, the little mini trailer came out, he was basically saying, we ain't friends, and he don't trust none of the cast members. And then there was already some nobody's friends. He don't even live in West Hollywood or whatever. And, it was another person. His name was Chris Salvatore. And I believe he was on, oh my God, he was on this reality show called Fire Island that used to come on the Logo TV channel, okay? Baby, Logo, I don't know what's going on with y'all. What happened? Because Logo used to have some good shows on there. Logo used to have the A-List Dallas, the A-List New York. I used to watch them. I said, you know what? I was here for it because it was LGBT, it was gay and all that stuff. And I was like, all right, even though they was white or whatever, they still gave me what I wanted because at the time, I was young in the game, you know what I'm saying? But I still enjoyed it. And he came from Fire Island. I enjoyed that one as well. And basically he winds up being an OnlyFans type of person or whatever, and it was controversy on the set that somebody on there didn't want to film with him because he was an OnlyFans girl. And I said, how judgmental can you be, bitch? But I bet you are subscribed to people OnlyFans, but yet you don't want to be because of your brand or whatever. Like, fuck that. OnlyFans is not a taboo in my opinion, and I know some people feel some type of way about people who have sex on camera and getting paid for it or whatever. I don't care. If you do what you got to do and it's consensual and you know you're safe with it, it's sex. Y'all have sex. Sometimes y'all record shit too. You just don't upload it. So the fuck what? Let these people do what they doing. They're not hurting you. You sitting there watching it though, but you want to judge. But at the same time, I just, you know, it bothered me so bad because when the trailer came out, and I'm sorry to continue to be talking about this, but it was, I don't know, for the people that watch Noah's Ark, which was another show, if anything, they should be trying to reboot that because I feel like we was cheated. We only got 2 seasons of that in a movie years later, and I still need more. You know? But Daryl Stevens, who played Noah on Noah's Ark, he was doing so many tweets about how he found it so interesting that people, you know, the gays are instantly just putting this show down or whatever, and you know, but you will sit here and you will watch the Real Housewives, but then you won't support the friends of WeHo, which are actually gay people and all this stuff, and I'm sitting here like, maybe because it's not towards our demographic or it doesn't seem relatable to us or to them who have no feeling towards it. And I'm sitting here like, why are we getting pissed off that people don't want to watch certain stuff or whatever? Let them have their opinion and let them have and feel the way that they want to feel. If people are going to watch it, they're going to watch it. If they're going to hate watch it, they're going to hate watch it. If they're not, they're not. It is what it is. We don't need think pieces on it. You know what I'm saying? And come to find out, he doing all of this because he's associated with the show. I said, and no tea, no shade. I like Daryl, but he gives me, I hate to say this, like you can look at certain people and they just, I don't know, I may sound ignorant, but you can tell certain people who literally just barely had a black partner, whether they're heterosexual or gay, and you could tell that their partner is probably white or other. And on that note, you, love is love. And I hope you guys have, oh yeah, you know, hold on. Because I know somebody gonna say something about it, and I was thinking about, you know, just keeping it on to the, keeping it on the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville when I do the reunion part 3. But I did see the whole situation with Maurice from Love and Marriage Huntsville. He had did some Best Reviewer Awards in the name of Funky Dineva and all this stuff. He posted it on his Instagram, did like an 11, 12-minute video about it. And it was nice nasty if you ask me. It was like, let me give some people compliments and then let me give other people compliments and then give them a backhanded compliment at that, you know, and then comfort them a little bit to make it seem like I'm not being shady, but I am being shady or whatever. And I just don't like that. I don't like that. Whatever it was that he was trying to do, I didn't like it because it just felt like he was trying to start some stuff. It felt messy, real messy. Even if you was just trying to interact or trying to show appreciation for certain people who reviews stand out to you. And I was on the list, Rox was on the list, Bondi was on the list. He talked about Scotty and Terrence and what's his name, Rodney with the voice and DJ Sky, Richie Sky, all them people. And I was like, okay, that's cool or whatever. He said nice things about me, so, you know, but at the same time, I don't like to be associated in videos or things that, you know, where you're talking about, you can talk nice and then you just flip it and start downing other people just because they don't fit the narrative that you're trying to portray and they don't have the opinions that you want them or you expect them to have. And you say that they lose their focus or they lose their objectivity. That's what he was saying. And I just feel like it causes, especially when you already know how your fandom for this show is just really toxic and it caused a lot of mess. And I just felt like, you know, if people aren't matured, people could have took this and they could have just, you know, started some drama amongst the YouTubers that was mentioned or whatever, and the fans of the show that follow them and all that stuff, and you're bringing on unnecessary drama. It was shady. It was nice, nasty shade. That's just what it was. We didn't need that. And then when you started off basically trying to imply that, Funky Dineva was the one that first started doing the reviews for it and brought it to the forefront, and we see where his career went after he started talking about the show. He's on TV, he's doing Fox Soul and all this stuff, and I'm sitting here like, it's very clear that your first time knowing about Funky Dineva was when he started, recording, doing reviews for the show or whatever. And it's very clear that you have not even bothered to go back and to actually see who this person really is and how long he's been in the game and how he's been on a big platform and he's been on bigger platforms and what really pushed him to where he's at, not your little show. But hey, it is what it is. And it makes me mad that, I defended him like that. But, I'm not even gonna lie. Q did something that kind of really, I felt was not needed and very unnecessary. And I don't like talking about other YouTubers because I actually do like Quentin. But that post about Monique and all of that from Love and Hip Hop, not Love and Hip Hop, but Love After Lockup. And then it got on the blogs or whatever. And at this point, I just don't like it. Like, regardless of how you feel about a person, you're on a show called Love After Lockup, and we already know that it's going to be some mess. It's going to be some stupidity. It's going to be some ignorance or whatever. And it's been on for a long time. It's been on for a few years, okay? And I know, like, the blogs, especially the Neighborhood Talk, they always put in clips from this particular season. They're playing clips of it. And the only reason why they're doing that and the only clips that they're showing is of the girl Monique and her boo, Derek, who just came out of jail, okay? And throughout all the seasons that they have had this show on, I have not really seen this show on blogs as much as I've seen it on blogs and being talked about, as much as I've seen it being talked about this season. And the main reason why they're doing that, because like Jay Lee Corner has said in a comment, we are watching a show about people being with people who get out of jail. And 9 out of 10, we already know that these persons are not who they say they are. And it's a big possibility that they're being played. The reason why you posted that or people are talking about the show is to make fun of the girl Monique. Not because she might be getting played, used for money or whatever, which is being done with a lot of the people that's on this show throughout every season. Okay? It's because she is overweight. She is overweight. She is a black woman that is overweight. And she is with somebody who is fit and smaller than her. And putting up the post, and you can say I'm in my feelings because I am a person like this or whatever. But yeah, I just didn't agree with that. And again, I do like Funky. I do think he's funny. But that thing, that just did not sit well with me. I just felt it was real nasty because at the end of the day, you knew what you was doing. I just felt like it wasn't necessary. And you can post whatever you want to post, and that's fine. But it's like, why? Why? I'm pretty sure she's already getting and at the end of the day, I get it. You put yourself on blast or whatever because you knew if you was going to get on this show, that's what the people was going to be mainly focused on. People was mainly going to be focused on the fact that, this big girl allegedly catfished this guy, which she really didn't. I mean, you could say she gave different angles of the pictures, but he knew that she was a big girl. He was in the doctor's office when she was talking about the weight that she gained, and people missing the fact that she gained most of that weight from depression after losing her child who passed away. And it's like the way that people are fat shaming this girl and saying that, he only with her because she's paying for him, which I don't know if that's true, but that is how it's coming off sometimes. But with some people, the way that they're saying it, it's almost as if, big people can't be with somebody that's average size or somebody that's fit. And the only reason why a person would be with a bigger person is because they're getting played, they're getting scammed out of their money, or they're being used as a sugar baby or something like that. They're getting paid to be there and all this stuff or whatever. And they can't possibly really want to be in a relationship with them. Every person that I've been with has been smaller than me. I haven't been with that many, but every people that I've been with have been smaller than me, and we've been together, and it's been genuine or whatever. And stuff, every man that my mama has been with, because she's been a big person, and it's not a fetish type of thing. And see, that's the thing, as big people, we gotta worry about that. And then I know there's gonna be some ignorant person gonna be like, well, just lose weight. Yeah, it's not always as simple as that. Some people gain the weight because they have actual medical issues that cause them to gain weight. Some people gain weight because, yeah, they eat too much. Some people gain weight because depression or whatever. Some people got PCOS. I have PCOS, which plays into the part why my weight fluctuates, and I try to lose some and then it comes back, and then sometimes I just can't lose it at all, and I will literally just stay there. My mom had PCOS. My sister has it bad to the point where, sometimes she gets facial hair or whatever. And then my PCOS and her PCOS as well, it took a long time for her to get something that was able to let her at least start to move her pounds around. She's not really that big, but she wanted to lose some weight or whatever, and it just wasn't moving. Same thing with my mother as well. Same thing with me. You know what I'm saying? So there's many different reasons besides the fact that people obviously think that when you're a bigger person, it's all because you just eating everything all the time, every freaking moment that you get. Yeah, there's some people that do that shit, but sometimes it's a reason, and then it's sometimes that people just be lazy as fuck. But at the same time, you fat shaming and doing all that stuff, and it just makes, it plays on people's insecurities. And I saw that post, and I was just like, and I literally posted it on my IG story, and I said, this is why I just stay in the background. This is why I just stay in the background. I want to stay in the background for most things, when people be like, why don't you should be an actor, you should do this, and you should. No, I don't want to do that. That's why I always say, if I get into the entertainment industry, I don't want to be in front of the camera. I don't want to be in front of the camera, and especially if I'm in front of the camera, I don't want to be in his body. I don't want to be in his body because I see how people do people who are bigger. I see that. You see how they attack Lizzo? She's very confident in her weight. She's out here being successful, and there's a lot of people out here that can't focus on anything besides the fact that she's a big girl, that she's fat. And it's like, we get it. We know. And just to intentionally be nasty like that, baby, we just want to live our life just like y'all. We want to have love just like y'all. And to basically put it out there to make it seem like, a smaller person wouldn't want to love a big person without wanting to scam them and having to be paid up or whatever and use them for money and all this stuff. And it's just, it's irritating. And yeah, that kind of like hit me in a different way that I didn't think it was going to hit me when I seen it. And I was just like, And maybe it's because of somebody that I actually like that said it. And it's just like, so I don't know, like, do you really have a problem with big people or whatever? Like, I don't know. And see, that's part of the reason why I close myself off. And I know some people are going to be like, that's not what you need to do. That's what you need to put yourself out there, whatever. That's the insecurity of mine. My weight has always been an insecurity of mine. And I don't need people to say, well, all you got to do is lose. Yeah, I've been trying. Some of us do try. And sometimes it comes off and then it comes back on. I lost 60 pounds. And I put half of that back on. And you want to know why? Depression. All of that came back last year. Last year was terrible for me. Mentally and emotionally and just psychologically, it was terrible for me. I was in the darkest place I've ever been. And I gained all of that back. Well, half of that back. And it just really fucked me over. And so now I'm in the process of trying to lose it and get even lower than what I can, because I want to feel, and not because of what people think or, the standards of what this, and I'm actually doing it because I just want to feel better. Like, I feel okay, but I just want to feel more comfortable. I just want to move around a little bit more comfortable. I'm moving around as much as I can and all that stuff, and it's easy or whatever. But, I want it to be a little bit more easier. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to worry about, am I going to be able to fit in this? Am I ever going to be fit in that? Or, am I going to, do this or do that? Y'all don't have to worry about that. And so, I don't know. I just wanted to slightly mention that. I just felt some way. And I'm sorry if this felt like a rant or whatever and you didn't want to hear it, but I had to get that out my mind. So, it is what it is. Anyway, love yourself. And that's what I'm working on this year. You know what I'm saying? I'm just working on just cutting out the noise, cutting out the naysayers, and just focusing on me and building my confidence up and actually just doing what makes me happy and not being afraid to. You know what I'm saying? Not being afraid to live my life out loud. That's just what I'm trying to focus on this year. So you guys, I hope you do the same. I hope you do the same. Don't let nobody stop you. I've been learning that. Don't let nobody stop you from doing you, okay? From being who you want to be, okay? I know we get down, but you gotta pick yourself right the fuck back up. Don't stay in that shit too long. Anyway, I ain't mean for this to end like this, but y'all, see y'all later. Deuces, beaches. And for the ones that got to the end of this, I appreciate it. I know this probably wasn't what you're looking for, but hey, sometimes we had to get a little deep, okay? But hey, it is what it is. I'll see y'all later, all right? Peace.